So here we are. This is technically day 2. I came a little late on Tuesday, so I didn't get to do an intro video. But welcome to From White to Blue with you know who. This is gonna be a weekly blog type thing where I'm kind of tracking my progress from a white belt to a blue belt at the Academy of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And this is their logo. It's pretty cool. It's a octopus. It's an octopus doing bad things to a man. First person we have right here is Leo. Leo is a black belt, right?
Yes, sir.
Wow, black belt, that's right. Leo's a black belt. How long you been training, Leo?
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years, yeah. We heard it takes about that amount of time to get to a black belt, so. All right, glad you're here. Over here we got Nick.
Yo.
Nick's a blue belt.
Yep, right here.
Here's the blue belt. And he's a beast. I've watched this guy turn into a monster.
Much appreciated.
So I'm here at the Academy of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Chatsworth with Benjamin Nathanson, black belt. Are you the head instructor or is that your dad?
My dad is what you would call the proprietor of the business. He's definitely the man in charge.
Okay.
I would be more geared towards like the head coach.
Head coach. All
Yeah,
right.
but he, in terms of rank, far succeeds me, and he overrules everyone inside the school at all times on his decisions.
Understood. All right. And how long have you been practicing jiu-jitsu, Ben?
I started when I was 7 years old. So encompassing, I'm 29 now. Encompassing all time, including time off, that would be about 22 years.
Wow. I know achieving black belt is something that takes quite a while.
Long time.
Do you know how many years approximately it took for you?
Active training, once I was an adult inside the system, man, that's a tough question. I would say, I don't know, probably somewhere around 7 to 8 years for me. The average practitioner, and I'd have to double check. I don't recall exactly. Actually, hold on. Well, most guys inside Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they take about a decade to get to a black belt.
Right, that's what I did Google, about 10 years approximately.
Usually about 10 years.
So it took you 7 years to reach black belt,
yeah.
Okay. And then the average time span that I looked up to achieve blue belt is about 2 years? That sound about right?
2 years on average
Okay.
is what I'm familiar with as well.
So my goal is I'm gonna do a year and a half. That's gonna be my goal to achieve. Today is officially the first day. Even though I have trained in the past here before, a while ago, and a few years back, but today is my official return day 1, month 1. And hopefully Ben will text me or call me, harass me if he doesn't see me in here as often as I should be. And then just a little background, I came here, was it about 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
It was a couple of years.
It was a couple of years ago. I did a little bit jiu-jitsu. I had mentioned to Ben that I do paintball. He mentioned he had done paintball years ago. I stopped coming here, and then one day he calls me. I'm thinking, is this guy trying to make me come back to his gym? What's this about?
Trying to recruit you.
Right.
Hey, Julio, come train, man. What's going on?
I answered the phone. He said, hey, you still paintball? And I said, yeah. And he came out, and we paintball. We became friends, and I'm back here. So here's Darwin. I just met him today. You might see some of the footage there. He's been doing this thing to my arm, and I just keep falling for it. I don't know why. Tough.
I just got this from our competition.
Oh, you see
my last competition that I did.
Nice. When was that?
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was nationals. It's SSJ IB.
Oh, the SBJJIF. Sports Jiu-Jitsu.
Say that again?
I'm sorry. The acronyms kill me. The Sports Jiu-Jitsu Federation.
Sports Jiu-Jitsu
Which is,
Federation.
In affiliation with the NABJJ, which is the North American Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation.
All right, I'll probably put a link or a caption
Yeah,
on the bottom
acronyms.
of that, because yeah. And so I'm assuming that's where you broke your rib?
Yeah, the guy came towards, so I pulled guard. When I pulled guard, his shoulder weight and his body weight went right on my left rib, which right when we hit the impact, I felt something. And I was just in half guard, just making sure nothing was sticking out.
Oh.
And like,
So you're still rolling at this time?
I was still rolling. So I finished the match, lost by like I don't know how many points, but like, yeah, I just.
But I mean, I'm assuming at that point, right when you felt that, you already knew something was wrong.
Yeah, something was wrong because I felt that something like a crunch kind of.
Man,
like
I think I would have been crying. Yeah. I mean, did you at least take some time off, or you just been rolling ever since?
No, I took time off.
Okay.
After that, the day after, I was in bed all day with an ice pack. After the match, I was with an ice pack throughout the whole day. Yeah, it was. This is the almost the 4th week, and I haven't. Probably today and yesterday were the first days I actually rode a bit more, like at 50%. Okay. The other days I was just doing techniques basically. Right. I wasn't rolling at all.
And then my understanding is that when you break or do something with your ribs, they obviously can't cast that, so you just kind of have to live with it and let it heal.
Let it rest. Wow. Basically, yeah. There's nothing else you can do with it.
Yeah, interesting. All right. So we always want to make sure you have a clean mat. You don't want to get what is that called, ringworm or any other nasty stuff. So after every session, we do sweep and mop. It's my about 3rd roll with Leo. I gotta say, I appreciate the guy for giving little pointers on the match. You know, that's what a true black belt does. Than just mop the floor with me. Helps me learn. Helps me better myself. So one day I can tap out Darwin over there. Funny guy. Check out this guy. He's a brown belt. He's not even alive. Isn't that crazy? Hey everyone. Outside of the Academy of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, still in my work clothes. Got here a little early. Had a parent-teacher conference for my older daughter. After that, went over to Chase, opened up a new account since they're offering $300 if you open a new account with direct deposit, which I did. So that's pretty cool. Maybe use that money for a new gi or some paintball equipment. But yeah, here at the Academy of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, located on Lassen and Topanga Canyon. And this is going to be my 4th day, 2nd week. Remember, I'm giving myself a year and a half to get to blue belt. So we'll see how that goes.
Hi, guys.
Todd, so I understand you're the owner, the head instructor. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm the owner. I have one of my sons works with me, Benjamin. Benjamin's actually the head instructor.
How long have you been doing jiu-jitsu?
I started in, I think, 1988, if I remember, under a gentleman named Gabriel Manot.
When did you get your black belt?
2000.
2000. And that was under the same gentleman you just mentioned?
No, that was a very brief period of time. In those days, a lot of the black belts would show up from Brazil, and you never know, or you never knew if they were a black belt or not. I've tried to research him a little bit, and I couldn't find any information on him. And long about 1992, 93, 91, I forgot. I moved over to the Machados and started training with them.
Okay. Even me as a beginner, Machados, that's a name that I know. Now, I know that Jiu-Jitsu is not your only art that you've studied, correct?
No, I've had a lot of different martial arts. My father was a professional boxer, so I started boxing at a very young age, and then I got black belts in a number of different disciplines.
Nice. Can you name some of those?
Sure, I got a black belt in KEMPO karate. I got a black belt in Kung Fu Sansu.
Your current rank, if I remember correctly, is a black belt 5th degree.
I'm a 5th degree black belt. I got my black belt in 2000. So if you look at it all inclusive, it was 12 years. In reality, probably took 6 years because I was very sporadic in my first 6 years of training.
Martial art is something that I'm sure in a lot of people's opinions, it takes a lifetime to master, meaning to reach a black belt. But you've done quite a few. What is it that drives you? Where do you get your inspiration to pick up a martial art and just stick with it until you get to a black belt?
No, it's just fun. That's all. I have no underlying reason for doing something. It's just fun. It's enjoyable.
And then you're a black belt. Benjamin is a black belt, and then your other son,
Jared, is a black belt.
Who's older? I've never even asked.
Jared is 6.5, 7 years older than Ben. I'm older than both of them, of course.
And then Jared, I understand, has his own school in London?
He does.
Wow. Nice. Time for Ben to open up his.
Yeah, it is.
So in Jiu-Jitsu, obviously, the belt that you acquire has meaning from who you got it from. Can you tell us about your black belt and the lineage that comes with it?
Sure. After I started training with the Shadows, I got my black belt in the year 2000, and that lineage is under Carlos GRACIE Sr. So my black belt, my 1st degree, 2nd degree, and 3rd degree black belt were a GRACIE lineage. At that time, soon afterwards, I left the Machado system and I went to a FADA lineage. FADA is another black belt, and my master in the FADA system is a gentleman who's named EDMILSON ALVES, and he is currently an 8th degree black belt or a coral belt.
You mentioned Carlos GRACIE. Is that the son of Helio or the brother of Helio?
Well, there's Carlos GRACIE Sr., who's the brother of Elio GRACIE, and there's Carlos GRACIE Jr., who's the owner of Baja GRACIE and also the owner of the IBJJF.
Wow. I'll have to Google some of those names.
Yeah.
But class is going to start soon, so I'm going to get geared up, and we'll catch you back on the mat.
Bye, guys.
Check out this sweet move by Nick here. He's the one at the bottom.
Oh.
He uses his legs to peel off Darwin and resets things. Puts himself in a better position.
4, 3.
Time ends up running out, but it was pretty sweet.
Wow, that was intense.
Told you I could get out of the